everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Chloe, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to find the best resources for studying Japanese that work for you. If you've ever wondered why a certain Japanese app, course, or textbook seems to work so well for others, yet when you try it yourself, you find yourself getting bored or unable to stay consistent with it to get the same results, or maybe if you're only using one material for studying and you find that you're falling behind in certain areas of Japanese. Like maybe you're doing a lot of reading and writing, but your listening and speaking need more improvement. It's important to know that just one single resource won't be sufficient to cover every single aspect you need to improve in all 4 language skills, so your listening, speaking, reading, and writing. For that reason, studying with various materials will help you make sure that all your skills are covered and that you're moving forward in every aspect of the language. In this video, we'll explore a variety of different resources from books and reading materials to video, audio, and apps that you can use. I'll be sharing my personal top tips in each category, how you can evaluate what works best for your learning style, and finally, how you can create a study routine that keeps you motivated and on track. So let's get started. So the first one we'll be going through is books. In my opinion, books are the backbone to learning any language. When you're learning to read and write in Japanese, as well as new vocabulary, books are going to be your best friend. You have textbooks, workbooks, as well as reading materials such as picture books, novels, light novels, literature, etc. Especially as you progress through the levels to more advanced Japanese, reading books is going to be essential for building your vocabulary and learning new kanji. Textbooks as well, they might not be the most fun way to study, but they're often very well structured to help you build a strong foundation in Japanese. Depending on your learning style, there are many types of textbooks out there, whether you prefer something more comprehensive and dense with information, or if you like to learn at a more leisurely, slower pace, or if you're a visual learner who enjoys learning through plenty of images. I personally enjoyed studying from a more comprehensive textbook because I know that it's covered everything I need to know at a certain level, and I won't really need to worry about having any large gaps in my knowledge. As a beginner, I really enjoyed learning from the Genki 1 and 2 textbooks. They have a lot of conversation dialogue that you can practice shadowing off of, and the grammar points are all very well explained in English. So it's very helpful when you want to study on your own, but you can't really understand anything in Japanese just yet. Another great option if you prefer something a little bit more denser and more immersive is the Minna no Nihongo series. It's very in-depth and the entire book is in full Japanese, even the beginner series, so it's a great way to get you to use your brain to understand Japanese instead of translating everything back to English. Although the downside to this is that the learning curve is steeper with Minna no Nihongo compared to Genki, especially in the beginning, and if you want any translations or explanations, you'll have to get a second separate book for that. I feel like Minna no Nihongo is great if you're learning with a private tutor because they can sort of help guide you through the all Japanese learning material, whereas Genki is more of like a one book type of deal for people who want to study on their own. Both of these come with a lot of images, so if you're a visual learner, both of these are going to be great for you. As for reading material, that will depend a lot on your level and like whether you like to read or not. As you improve in Japanese, that will open you up to more different types of books that you'll be able to read. In the beginning, you might be limited to easier reading materials like picture or children's books and very simple articles. Then you can move on to stuff like manga, which I think becomes fairly readable pretty early on because they all contain furigana over kanji, and then onto denser books like literature or novels. Think about the types of things you normally like to read in your native language. Personally, I'm not huge on reading books and kind of struggle to focus on something that I'm not super interested in, so when I'm picking reading materials, I have to choose something that I'm passionate about enough so that it'll keep my attention span and that I won't drop the book halfway through. Like I'll read light novels for anime that I really enjoy, or books about topics that are of interest to me, like manifestation and self-help, which will also teach me something about personal growth along the way. So think about the types of topics you generally enjoy reading about and choose your reading materials based on that. The next one we'll be going through is apps. I think apps are such a great way to supplement your learning when you're out and about and all you have is your phone, or if you only have a couple of minutes to spare, like if you're waiting for the bus or at your lunch break at work, because it's just so easy and accessible. Nowadays, you have apps that can do all sorts of things, like flashcards, writing kanji, conversation practice, and so much more. I recently made a video about my top 5 apps for studying Japanese, which I will link up here for you to check out later. Since I made that video, I've been using MochiKanji Learn Japanese, which has quickly become a favorite of mine for studying Japanese. MochiKanji is a language learning app with many helpful features that will aid you on your journey to mastering Japanese. One of these is a special feature called the Golden Time. This is based off the spaced repetition learning method, which helps to identify the best intervals for you to revise vocabulary so that you can best retain it in your memory. When it's your golden time, MochiKanji will send you a notification to tell you that it's time to revise your vocabulary. The review lessons in the app include reading, writing, and listening practice so that you can revise your vocabulary in a comprehensive way. Vocabulary you revise gets organized into 5 levels of memorization on a graph, from level 1 to level 5. You can check your current level for each word in more detail with the digital notebook feature. Sometimes it can be difficult to measure your progress when you're learning a language, so I love how this feature gives you a tangible way to measure your progress. The MochiKanji app has courses catering to a wide range of levels and needs. If you're preparing for the JLPT, there are courses from N5 all the way up to N2 level, which will contain all the vocabulary you need to prepare for the exam. There are also specialized courses for areas such as IT and nursing, or if you're studying with the Minna no Nihongo textbooks, there are decks to supplement your study of the textbook. Alongside the various courses, MochiKanji has a search feature for you to look up words that you don't know. From there, you'll find its meaning, reading, word type, and example sentences to help you understand it. And then it's super easy to add it to your digital notebook to review later. All the built-in features within this app make studying so easy and convenient because you can do almost anything within this one app. The flashcard feature in MochiKanji contains furigana and audio so that you can listen for pitch, accent, and pronunciation, all along with colorful visuals that'll help aid your memorization with images. Daily quizzes contain reading, writing, and listening exercises so you can continue to improve in multiple aspects of the Japanese language without it feeling boring or repetitive. Besides fun little quizzes, MochiKanji has a conversation tab where you can have conversations with 2 adorable characters, Mochi and Michi. You can talk to them about a variety of different topics, and they are a great way to improve your speaking. You can practice writing kanji on this app as well. MochiKanji has a separate write feature where you can practice writing N5 to N2 kanji stroke by stroke. You'll also find a unique Mochi Garden feature within the app where you can set study goals, nurture cute plants, and watch them grow by staying consistent with your studies. MochiKanji is available via the App Store or the Google Play Store, or if you're on PC, you can access them via their website. Now let's move on to studying with videos. When I say videos, I kind of mean like everything that you will watch. So this could be like YouTube videos, TV shows, dramas, anime, basically any visual form of media. I think videos are a great way to practice listening comprehension and to improve your pronunciation. It'll get you used to processing Japanese in your mind faster because you're like seeing and hearing something being said and then immediately registering the meaning of it into your mind, if that makes sense. On YouTube, you'll find a lot of educational videos and channels explaining grammar, vocabulary, JLPT material, and review. When I was studying for the N3 last December, I remember going on YouTube and doing a lot of practice listening exams, as well as watching explanation videos for practice JLPT questions, reviewing grammar and vocabulary points, so I think this can be a great immersive way to study Japanese. If you like, you can also watch vlogs and interviews in Japanese, and there are some creators that make them based on your level. I'm a huge believer that watching native material is one of the best ways to improve your listening and speaking skills. I'm serious, watching TV is how I managed to grow up speaking Cantonese at a native level, how I learned Mandarin despite almost never speaking it at home, and how I became able to have high-level conversations in Japanese with natives. Of course, you can find material for your level accordingly, although I would recommend you find something that is slightly above your level, just so you can challenge yourself and give yourself some space that you can grow into, if that makes sense. You can find Japanese TV shows, drama, or anime you like, and if you watch them with Japanese subtitles, they're a great way to learn grammar and kanji too. Netflix is really great for watching Japanese shows with Japanese subtitles, and it's what I use most of the time. I like to watch a variety of different shows from different genres, that way I can learn a variety of different terms that can be used under different contexts. The last resource I want to go through is audio material. Just like video material, this is going to help you improve your listening and speaking ability. Audio material is great for when you can't really sit down and watch something, but you still want to practice your Japanese listening, such as when you're driving, doing chores, or something like that. Audio material could be podcasts, audiobooks, music, or if you're studying with a textbook, a lot of them come with audio files of vocabulary and texts for you to listen to. With textbook audios, you can do shadowing along with them where you're reading the text as the audio plays and you're imitating the pace and pitch accent of the audio. That's a great way to improve your speaking ability and pronunciation, especially if you're really thinking about the sentences as you're saying them and processing the meaning of the sentences as you read them. When I was in my earlier stages of studying, I used to listen to a lot of Japanese podcasts. There are so many out there, ranging from beginner all the way to like native Japanese podcasts, about so many different topics as well, so no matter what your interests are, you're bound to find a podcast out there for you. A lot of podcasts aimed at Japanese learners will introduce you to different topics and aspects of Japanese culture. So not only are they a great way to practice your listening and improving your vocabulary, they will also teach you about various different parts of Japanese culture too. These are the podcasts I listened to earlier in my journey. The hosts don't speak too fast and they use expressions and vocabulary which are easy to understand. At around N2 level, I have listened to 4989 America Live, which I think is pretty great, but nowadays I listen to mostly native podcasts when I do, like Youngtown by Masayoshi Oishi, which is pretty fast paced, so I like how it trains my ears. Just like with video material, I would recommend going with audio material that is slightly challenging and above your level, so you're giving yourself room to grow into the next level. So that's everything I have for finding the right study materials for you. My recommendation would be to have at least one resource for each of the 4 types of materials, so book, app, video, and audio that you study with. That way, you can ensure that you're covering all of your bases and that you're not accidentally neglecting any of your language skills. There isn't one magical resource that will make you fluent. It's about using a combination of different studying materials that will build up all of your skills at once. If you consider the ways you learn best, as well as certain things you might be interested in, that'll help you find study materials that suit your interests and keep you motivated. And with that, you'll be well on your way to making steady progress on your journey of learning Japanese. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!